Tonight at 6, how the CEO of Norfolk Southern is reacting to the relief efforts in East Palestine over 2 weeks after its train derailment.
The 9th annual Beatles Fest had people of all ages come together over the weekend in downtown Kent.
More aid for Ukraine and how President Biden pulled off a surprise trip to Kiev after months in the making.
The Marvel Cinematic Universe is walking tall after their successful launch of Ant-Man 3 over the weekend. All these stories and more as TV2 News starts right now.
This is TV2 News.
Good Monday evening, Portage County, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Alexandria Manthey.
And I'm Natalie DeSantis. We start tonight with updates on the East Palestine train derailment.
That's right. Our correspondent Skylar Edington has the latest on the state and national officials set to travel to the city to help relief efforts. Hi, Skylar.
Thank you, guys. Yes, the East Palestine train derailment is a continuing story with many different resources on their way to help. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg has made recent warnings to the CEO of Norfolk Southern that the company should be supporting the citizens of East Palestine. Many residents in surrounding areas have recently been fearing for their health following the derailment. However, Governor DeWine has tried to ease concerns by stating that the chemicals spilled in the Ohio River are no longer a risk. After criticisms for a lack of support, the president of Norfolk Southern made a visit to East Palestine Saturday. Previously in the week, the company's representatives failed to attend a public meeting because, according to officials, they are worried about physical threats. Norfolk made a statement Friday that they are committed to coordinating the cleanup project and paying for its associated cost.
We need to continue to monitor and test the wells and wait for those test results to come back.
A health assessment clinic will be opening Tuesday, February 21st to at least March 4th. The clinic will be ran by the Ohio Department of Health and the Columbiana County Health Department for any East Palestine resident affected by the trail derailment. The location of the clinic is at the First Church of Christ, 20 West Martin Street, where residents will be able to express their concerns and get medical evaluations. The U.S. Environmental Agency Administrator Michael S. Reagan will be making his way back to East Palestine tomorrow. Reagan will be providing updates on the ongoing federal response to the Norfolk Southern train derailment. He will also be sharing the additional measures that are being taken to ensure the residents in surrounding areas' health and safety while also holding Norfolk Southern accountable. Former President Donald Trump will be making an appearance in East Palestine Wednesday to give his support. Trump stated that the people of East Palestine need help. I'll see you Wednesday. Trump also mentioned that he hopes to see President Joe Biden and FEMA there as well to help aid the residents of East Palestine. Friday, there were announcements of increased federal support for the area as well. Environmental activist Erin Brockovich, a woman who became famous for exposing a utility company's part in contaminating a community's water supply, will be holding a conference in East Palestine High School gym. She will be hosting the event alongside attorney Michael Watts at 6 p.m. Friday, February 24th. The pair plan to explain legal rights to the residents and what actions they can take. For more updates on the train derailment, be sure to go to KentWire.com. Reporting for TV2, I'm Skylar Edington. Back to you guys at the desk.
A metal factory in Bedford was encased in flames Monday afternoon. According to witnesses, the fire and smoke followed a big boom around 2 p.m. Debris is scattered hundreds of feet away and the building has taken a lot of damage with a chunk of the structure missing. Authorities have the fire under control, but multiple people have been sent to Metro Health Medical Center. It is still unknown how many patients there are or what their conditions are.
Members of the Akron community are condemning videos shared on Facebook by Akron Public School Board member Carla Jackson as anti-gay and anti-transgender. Jackson is also a middle school principal at Emmanuel Christian Academy and posted a slew of content over the last week, with much of it focusing on issues related to the LGBTQ+ community. One video showed a person who claims to have been transformed from being transgender after a vision from God. Akron LGBTQ+ activists worry Jackson is taking the district in the wrong direction.
Hi guys, welcome to today's weather forecast. Let's get right into this beautiful Monday night in Kent, Ohio. So we're gonna start right here in Portage County. We have a wonderful 45 degrees right now, and it feels like 45. We have winds going 2 miles per hour, humidity at only 50%, and that dew point is at 29. Moving on to what the weather's gonna be feeling like tonight, we're gonna see the weather get a bit colder as we go towards midnight. We're gonna have 35 degrees at midnight and 45 tomorrow morning at 8 p.m. Finally, tomorrow is going to be a nice day. It's going to be rather cloudy in the morning, but don't worry, tomorrow morning we're going to be getting sun in the afternoon. That's all the time we have for weather right now, but stay tuned for your 7-day forecast later on this evening.
The Fab Four's presence was felt this weekend in downtown Kent at this year's annual Beetle Fest presented by Wayside Furniture.
Our Sydney Brown has the recap. Hi, Sydney.
Hi guys, that's right. The 9th annual Beetle Fest took over Kent Friday night. Beatles covers played in a square mile of downtown Kent and brought out all ages. Downtown Kent experienced its 9th British invasion Friday night, with more than 20 artists and bands performing around each corner.
Came out here tonight actually because my coworker is playing in the band. Something I grew up with, something my mom's always liked, so got to come out here with her tonight, so it's a good time.
My grandpa told me that there was that there is the Beetle Fest tonight in Kent, and my girlfriend and I were already going to the Kent basketball game. So we came out here after and we wanted to grab a coffee and listen to the music.
We've been trying to do this for 9 years, but the weather has always prevented it.
Yeah, we weren't really crazy about coming out and freezing.
Right. So we decided, I've been wanting to see the Beatles. I'm a huge Beatle fan.
But the Beatles' legacy was clear, with passionate fans there to support the event.
I'm waiting for A Day in the Life, or As My Guitar Gently Weeps.
Same. I'm right there. I like the newer music, but I like it all. I really can't. Everything's good.
Founding member from the band Abbey Road, John Gilbert shared his excitement to be here.
But playing this Beatles music, it is an honor. They're the best, the most fabulous band, in my opinion, that ever was. All the other rock bands looked at the Beatles. What are the Beatles doing? What are the Beatles doing? And I'm 67 now, and we always looked up, what are they doing? What is the Fab Four doing? People love the music, all ages are still enjoying this. Next year is going to be the 60th anniversary of when the Beatles came to the United States. We're still going to be playing as long as we can.
Thank you so much, Sydney.
If you're still looking for more Beatles experiences, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has extended its Beatles exhibit, The Beatles Get Back to Let It Be, throughout 2023. But you could also expect Beatle Fest to return to Kent next year. Reporting from the Franklin Hall studio, I've been Sydney Brown.
Thank you so much, Sydney. The Underground Railroad in Ohio, written by Kent State University alumna Kathy Schulz, explores how Ohio was considered to be the most heavily traveled state by the Underground Railroad.
That's right. Schulz also includes the riveting stories of those who braved the route. The 160-page softcover currently is being sold for $23.99. Students' emails will officially move from Google Mail to Microsoft 365 this week. This comes after an email was sent out from the Division of Information Technology earlier today. The migration is to help improve the university's ability to protect students from cyber threats.
Landslides and flooding from torrential rain in Brazil has left dozens missing and many dead.
Besides, there is the personal contribution in President Biden in solidifying the liberty and democracy in the world. This will be remembered eternally.
President Biden made a surprise visit in Ukraine on his way to Poland. What the U.S. government is planning for Ukrainian aid.
Today's top stories
from an award-winning student newsroom.
This is TV2 News, truly Portage County.
2 lawmakers in Washington want state and local governments to bring back employees fired after they didn't comply with COVID-19 vaccine mandates. King County Councilmember Regan Dunn had introduced a motion that would prioritize the rehiring of county workers, specifically first responders and law enforcement.
Representative Chris Corey has introduced a House bill that would create hiring preferences and give those workers a chance to catch up on contributions to the state retirement plan. House Bill 1814 is currently in committee in Olympia.
The National Park Service is set to build a new addition underneath the Lincoln Memorial to pay tribute to the monument's civil rights history. It will feature exhibits and presentations highlighting the history of the monument. The National Park Service says that this includes the achievements of Abraham Lincoln and individuals such as Marian Anderson and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The memorial is expected to remain open throughout construction and is set to finish in 2026.
Former President Jimmy Carter's decision to receive hospice care was announced on Saturday. President Carter has struggled with his health for a number of years, battling cancer in 2015 and receiving several surgeries in 2019. Now, across the country, wishes of comfort and peace are blanketing the 98-year-old president as he spends his remaining time at home with his family.
1 arrest has been made in the shooting of Bishop David O'Connell in Southern California. Law enforcement said the suspect is a man who was detained in Torrance and is linked to a woman who had access to the home. Investigators said O'Connell had a gunshot wound to the chest and was found dead in his home on Saturday. O'Connell served the Los Angeles area for more than 45 years. Catholic officials say he was a peacekeeper and a man of deep prayer.
5 people were shot during the Bacchus Parade in New Orleans on Sunday night. 1 adult died, 3 others and a child are stable and receiving treatment at a local hospital. The police have 1 person detained and 2 guns were found. Officials are still uncertain as to what events led up to the shooting that interrupted the Mardi Gras festivities.
At least 36 people are dead after a torrential rain brought flooding and landslides to Brazil. The weather came over the weekend while citizens were celebrating for its annual carnival.
Carnival activities have been canceled and rescuers are digging through rubble, afraid that the death toll will rise. Noah Rowe has more on weather.
Hello everyone, welcome back to your Monday night weather forecast. Let's take a look at what the weather is looking like around the area and the state. As you can see, our temperatures up closer to the lake are a bit colder. We have a 38 in Ashtabula, 37 in Cleveland, and 36 in Sandusky. But as we get closer to the southern part of the state, closer to Kentucky, we're going to see the weather start warming up. 47 in Mansfield, 46 in Worcester, and 45 and 48 in Youngstown and Kent, respectively. Now, to look at the state overall, we're going to be seeing this trend seem to kind of continue. 47 right here in Akron, 48 in Lima, and as we get further south, once again, our temperatures are going to start going up. 56 in Columbus, 55 in Athens, and 59 in Cincinnati. Now, our 7-day forecast, unfortunately graphic. Ooh, it's right here. Surprise for me and everyone at home. What a treat. 51 tomorrow, 46 as we see on Tuesday. Wednesday, we're going to have some showers. 46 degrees, but Thursday is going to be a nice 66 degrees. Now, if we take a flashback to last week, we're going to be going back down temperatures on Friday. That is all the time we have for weather tonight. Portage County, have a great evening and enjoy this amazing weather. Alex, Natalie, back to you.
Thanks, Noah. A 6.3 magnitude earthquake hit Turkey Sunday night, according to the U.S. Geological Survey. The country is still cleaning up from the last earthquake, which is considered to be one of the worst natural disasters in history. The death toll from this February 6th quake has reached over 46,000 total, with over 41,000 in Turkey and close to 6,000 in Syria.
Search and rescue crews are surveying the latest damage from the new tremor. According to the Turkish government, at least 3 people are dead and 213 people have been injured.
It's grateful to you, Mr. President, to all the U.S. citizens, to all those who cherish freedom just as we cherish them.
President Biden made a surprise appearance in Ukraine today as a secret detour from the president's planned visit to Poland. Biden stopped in Kiev to visit Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky ahead of the one-year anniversary of the Russian invasion. During the visit, Biden announced $500 million of additional security assistance to Ukraine, saying details would be released in the coming days.
Former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev dismissed President Biden's trip to Kyiv after accusing the U.S. of warmongering support for Ukraine. Though Biden's visit was not on his public schedule, National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan stated that Washington informed Moscow of Biden's plans to go to the Ukrainian capital for, quote, deconfliction purposes.
A Ukrainian soldier severely wounded got much-needed help from a stranger in the U.S. He was told he may have to have his leg amputated or may never walk again after artillery fire hit his vehicle. His story made its way to Gary Wasserson, a U.S. volunteer who had already been helping coordinate resources within the region. Wasserson was able to sponsor the soldier coming to the U.S. for emergency operation, ultimating in full movement of his lower body. The soldier, Vladislav Orlov, says it feels like a miracle.
Since the beginning of the war between Russia and Ukraine, thousands of Russian citizens have left their country in order to avoid military conscription. Many have fled to neighboring countries, while others have come to the United States. U.S. Customs and Border Protection figures have reported that the number of Russian immigrants who crossed the southern U.S. border last year increased by more than 430% compared to the previous year.
Grab the popcorn and your favorite movie candy because we have the latest on the film industry's box office hits when we return.
Coming up on your TV2 Sports Report, we'll go over the final results of many Kent State athletic events this past weekend. More on sports after the break.
And now, your TV2 Sports Report.
Good evening, everybody in Portage County. Dom O'Brien here, bringing you your Monday Sports Report in today's newscast. The Kent State softball team pulled off a 4-0 sweep in their matches this past weekend at the Retriever Round Robin. The Golden Flashes won their first match against Niagara in 8 innings, 2-1. Then followed it up with another close victory against UMBC, 3-1. The next day, Kent State continued in their streak and won 9-0 against Niagara and then 5-2 against UMBC. The Lady Flashes will now prepare for the Queen City Classic next weekend on February 24th to 26th. The Golden Flashes baseball team went 2-1 on their tri-game series against Jacksonville University over the weekend. In the second game of the weekend, Kent State was tied with Jacksonville 6-6 for 7 straight extra innings. In the 16th inning, the Golden Flashes scored 4 straight runs to win the game 10-6. Joe Whitman for the Golden Flashes was named the MAC Pitcher of the Week. He allowed merely 2 hits and 1 walk while striking out 11 in that Saturday match. Back over to the Kent State basketball as they went on and played Eastern Michigan University. Kent State sitting at a record at 22-5, EMU with 6-21. Later in this game, Myron Thomas going to take his time, step back, chain a 3 through the twine. Sincere Carey following it up with a 3 of his own, stopping on a dime, putting it through the net. So he had 17 points on the game this game, 6 assists as well. Now later on, the game's kind of getting out of hand, but Kent State still attacking the rim, going ahead. Tough play there for Jacobs, able to get the score and the foul on top of that. We move over with Hornbeak getting the easy dunk and then another layup up and in. A dunk there for, I believe, Myron Thomas. And now 71-45 is how they ended this game. The Golden Flashes, they get a win 81-54 over Eastern Michigan and have 4 games left in the regular season. That's all we have for you tonight. Make sure to tune in later tonight for a new episode of Sports Corner, and make sure to follow us on all social media at TV2 KSU Sports. I'm Dom O'Brien. Have a great night, Portage County.
Ant-Man 3 made a big launch over the weekend and has debuted #1 at the box office.
Welcome back. Major movie awards were handed out this weekend on both sides of the Atlantic.
David Daniel has the highlights in today's Hollywood Minute.
All Quiet on the Western Front made a lot of noise at the BAFTA Film Awards, England's biggest night in film. The German World War II drama led the way Sunday with 7 awards, including Best Film and Best Director, as well as Adapted Screenplay and Original Score.
Call Sonny Larry. In June, he used to be the best of friends.
We're still the best of friends.
No, you're not.
The Banshees of Inisherin picked up 4 BAFTAs, including Supporting Actor for Barry Keoghan and Supporting Actress for Kerry Condon. Lead acting honors went to Cate Blanchett for Tar and Austin Butler for Elvis, which also received Costume Design and Makeup and Hair Awards.
I'm not your husband. I'm another version of him from another universe.
Everything Everywhere All at Once received just 1 BAFTA honor for editing, but the night before, it was the big winner at the Directors Guild of America Awards. Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert, known collectively as Daniels, took top honors, Outstanding Directorial Achievement in Theatrical Feature Film. The DGA winner has gone on to win the Best Director Oscar 67 times in the last 75 years. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
For the 31st straight time, a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie has debuted #1 at the box office. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania opened big at $104 million. This is the best Ant-Man launch ever and the first $100 million debut this year. Media analysts say this big opening is the closest they've seen to the movie industry pre-pandemic. So, anyone, Ant-Man?
I did not see it, but I had a couple of friends say it was really good.
Yeah, it was really good.
Oh, you saw it?
I did enjoy it a lot. It was a fun movie. I really I don't know, just something with Marvel movies. I really appreciate them a lot. It's something that I always am hooked to.
Yeah. Anybody been to the movies recently?
No, I actually got to go as well on Friday night, opening night.
Cool.
Saw my first 3D movie, and I can't even remember when. When was the last time they made a 3D movie?
Yeah,
no, it felt like I was a kid again.
Yeah, I feel like
great.
I've only been watching movies at home recently, so maybe we'll have to get some popcorn and go.
Yeah, it's all about the streaming, you know. I think it's really kind of taken over that whole movie-going experience, and I haven't been to a movie theater in a really long time. So
I saw A Man Called Otto a while ago in theaters.
Yes.
So good.
Okay.
Well, maybe we'll all have to go.
Absolutely.
Why
Why
not?
not?
Well, that is all the time we have for you today.
Thank you for joining us.
For updates on all these stories and more, visit our website at kentwired.com.
And on social media at Kent Wired on all platforms, I'm Dom O'Brien.
I'm Noah Rowe.
I'm Natalie DeSantis.
And I'm Alexandria Manthey. Have a great night, Portage County.